Hey! On Friday, May the 30th. This is my mask that I wear for mowing. I'm Jason, and well, it's not my mower because I don't own it. The city does, but I do mow on it, so that's nice. But yes, this is to help keep the grass and the dust and the shit out of my lungs, and it has been helping. Unfortunately, I have to breathe through. Well, I do a lot of breathing through my mouth anyway. But like, I've tried putting it up here, and even if I breathe through my mouth, you see my glasses are fogging up, so I have to keep it down here and breathe through my mouth so that I can actually see. You know, so that I can tell what I'm doing. But yes, this is my mask. So it's been helping me because a couple weeks ago I had to it just seemed like no matter which way I was mowing, the wind was blowing the shit right back in my face. So I ended up with a lot of grass, like, in my face. Of course, you know, I still get it in my eyes, but they do have, like, some kind of protective things you can put over your face, or over your glasses to keep the grass from going in your eyes. But I never use one. But yeah, so I would mow this way, and the wind would like blow the grass back in my face. I'd mow this way, and the wind would blow the grass back in my face. So I thought I'll just look up on Amazon and see. I got this for like this little net gator for like $6, I think, $5-6, something like that. So it's been and I've been taking, because I looked it up to make sure that I could actually take Claritin with my Eliquis, and yeah, it said it was fine. So yes, this has been, but it slips, and I have to put it back up to where it belongs, and I've sneezed in it a few times, so that's exciting. Yeah, this has been keeping me from. I didn't finish that story a couple weeks ago, and I don't have my thingy up here either to light my way. I mean, a little brighter, maybe a little brighter. But yeah, it's like I was like, you know, I had so much shit in my lungs, not blood clots this time, so that was good. But I just had so much like dust and bullshit in my lungs that, like, you know, I could tell I was having, you know, trouble breathing because of all the dirt and dust and shit. I don't know if you can see any like dirt on my face or anything, but I mean, most of it, you know, you should be able to tell when I peel this down, maybe. Woo! If now it's just a kerchief. So I'm, what's his name from Scooby-Doo? But yeah, so since I could barely breathe, I could tell I just had so much allergy shit in my pants. No, in my lungs and my throat, and it's like I gotta do something. So I started taking an allergy pill every day, and I got me one of these to keep me safe. So, and maybe rob a bank. I don't know. Tempting. Very tempting. But yeah, that's that. That is that. Yeah, I keep thinking to myself, I need to, like, if there's something that I need to mention, I should write it down and have myself a little note over here for when I get to the end of the week, because it's, you know, time to update you guys on what happened during the week. Usually my life is so boring and nothing really happens, so you know, I don't really have much to say, I guess. But Like, if something does happen, then I should mention it. Oh, I feel like not yesterday. Actually, I ended up not going to work yesterday because it rained. And Charles didn't come in to mow, and I've been mowing with him. And nobody else messaged me and be like, hey, we're coming to get you, or, do you want to come in today, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I would have came in and helped with whatever it was they were doing, but since it was a rainy day, they might not have been doing very much of anything at all. So I was probably not needed. So the day before that, I feel like I won most popular Parks and Rec associate of the day, because while I was out on the mower, we were out at Cave Hollow Park, and I got waved at by 3 children. So I was like, oh, at first I thought it was just 2, because there was the 2 on the playground. Actually, there was this one girl, when she saw me, she just like ran over to the fence and was just kind of like watching me go back and forth and back and forth. I'm like, is it really that entertaining? I don't know. But and then there was another kid. He was sitting over at the pavilion eating his lunch. It's like I was trying to go around people, or try to be away from people, so it's kind of like I wasn't blowing shit, especially like the people who were eating at the pavilion. But apparently he had been waving at me since I was like way over in the other corner or whatever. So I finally got it to where I could see him, and his grandma was sitting there with him, and she was waving, and so I waved back, and so she let me know that hey, wave, but then there was some because there's a little trail out at Cave Hollow Park that goes back to the cave wall and everything. A lot of graffiti back there, and they were talking about cleaning it up, but it's like it's like part of Warrensburg. I don't know. It's almost like I mean, I guess if there's something dirty, like somebody put a swastika or the N-word or something, or fuck, I suppose maybe we could take that down, or kind of. I don't know exactly how they were talking about doing it, because it's like I guess it's like limestone wall, whatever. I don't know. I guess they were just gonna scrape it off. I don't know what their plan was. They were considering it at one point. I don't think it ever got done. I don't think. But yeah, there's this little trail back there. There's a paved trail, and a family was coming out from the back from the trail. So I stopped there. I turned off my blades so that I wouldn't be throwing shit at them and whatever. And as they were walking by, the one little boy waved at me. So I forgot about him to begin with. And I was like, oh, okay, I forgot. I guess I got waved at by 3 children. So that's what I think I was the most popular Parks and Rec associate of the day. So I just got home from today, did more mowing, and it was like, so that's what I'm saying. I might be a little dirty because I haven't showered yet, because I wanted to wear my mask, and I didn't want to. I just crunched some dirt between my teeth. Interesting. But yeah, today was an adventure, because we were mowing there at Grover Park, and they're finally coming along, because there was a storm like a month and a half ago, 2 months ago maybe, that like knocked down. Well, actually, I think it knocked down half of that tree, and that half of that tree ripped down some power lines. I think it actually like snapped the light pole. I believe, because the pole was, I believe, laying there, if I remember correctly. But they've had it like laying there ever since. I've mowed around it a couple times, because there's like, there's the wire going out into the grass, so I was having to be careful to like mow around it so that it, I don't think it was still hooked up to anything. I don't think I would have got electrocuted or anything. But still, probably running over electrical wire, probably not a, power line, a downed power line, probably wouldn't be good for the mower. But they were out there today, doing that, so I was trying to like kind of mow around them, as much as I could. and then it's like the part where that is like right over, like the skate park is like right over here to the side of that. So, but there was a family there with their kid, and he was like, you know, trying out his sick moves, whatever. Um, so it's like, I was like trying not to. I mowed. Charles had me mow down by the playground first before the kids got there, and it was a good thing too, because I was just taking like my last two paths, and of course I had kind of moved. There's kind of this hill, this little hump, you know. So I was kind of over here on the other side of the hump from the playground, but I was taking my last two passes when there's like some kids summer camp up at the community center, so they were coming down the hill to go, you know, have their little playtime, you know. So then after I did that, I was like, you know, I went over there to do as much as I could, but then it was like I was trying to stay away from, you know, the people doing the electrical work, and then I was trying to stay away from the family over at the skate park. So I was doing some other stuff, and then when I was done with that other stuff, it worked out that that family had left the skate park. So I went to the far side of the skate park to mow that, and then I skipped across the road to do this. There's this kind of this little path by the side of the parking lot to the pool. So I was doing that, and as I was doing that, you know, I saw them stretching out the power line to where I had just came across, and I was kind of like, ah. So I didn't get a chance to finish that, and the guy came over and he told me, he's like, oh, you know, I put a cord, you know, I put the wire here or whatever, and I was like, yes, but I mean, I'd seen him, so I was kind of like, I didn't get to finish that side of the skate park because they, you know, they had their wire stretched out there. So, but I ended up I was kind of like, I did half of the other side of the, because where they were working on, and it's like, yeah. Then I just went over to the hill by the community center, and I was like, maybe I can mow over here, and I could. Charles hadn't mowed that part yet, so it's like, well, I guess I'll just do this then. So it ended up working out, but had stuff to do. So that was my day today. Very, maybe interesting. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't give a fuck. Whatever. But yeah. I can't think of anything. Can't think of anything that I need to update you on. So I'm saying, like, I need to write this shit down, because I feel like there was something that I was going to mention, but I don't know what that is. Maybe, whilst I'm answering this week's question, it'll come to me. If it does, not. If it does, I'll tell you, and if it doesn't, I guess you heard some mowing stories. So hopefully that was entertaining. But now, for the question of the week. Let me flip the page here and stick that up underneath there. If you could go back and change one event from history, what would it be? How would the world be different as a result? Well, that second question is invalid, I feel like, because you wouldn't know. You wouldn't know the outcome of your... you can guesstimate. You can be like, oh, you can have theories. I got a theory, it could be bunnies, you know, but you wouldn't know what, you know, the consequences of your actions would be, the cause to your effect, or the effect to your cause, maybe? I don't know how that would be. But, you know, honestly, I've thought about it before, and it's like, I don't know, like, even, I mean, most people would probably say go back and stop Hitler, which wouldn't be a terrible idea. Actually, I was just thinking of that today with, you know, the episode, the episode of Doctor Who, where River Song was like, oh, I thought the Third Reich was kind of rubbish. I thought, let's go kill Hitler, you know? So... and then they shove him in a closet. They shove him in a wardrobe or something. But it's a very entertaining episode of Doctor Who, if you haven't seen it. I would suggest it. But I mean, that would probably be the one thing that, like, but you don't know, what else that would affect. Like, would someone, would someone worse come along? Would something, I mean, as bad as it is to say, I mean, you could save a lot of lives, but there again, it's like, what would that, there again, you don't know the consequences of your actions, and, I probably wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be born if World War II never happened, or I wouldn't be me, maybe, because I guess, everything happens for a reason, whatever, because, like, my grandpa fought in the Second World War, or he was just getting ready to be deployed or something. But it's like, I mean, my mom might never have been born, or I could be a completely different person or not exist. Like, how many people, I mean, more people would exist, I guess, because there wouldn't be, there wouldn't be, I just completely lost that thought in the middle of it. More lives would have been saved, but, like, what would that cause? Could there be negative consequences for having more people on the planet, whatever? Or is this like, 9/11? Like, I mean, that would be good to stop, I guess. But if we didn't know that was, if we didn't know, I guess, the Taliban was a problem, or whatever, like, maybe there would have been worse shit that happened that went down. I mean, that was bad enough, don't get me wrong, but, I mean, I don't know what else worse could have happened, but, I guess it opened our eyes to an enemy that needed to be dealt with, whatever. Even though, I mean, some people would say it was an inside job, but I kind of joke about that every once in a while, but, so it's kind of like, I don't know, like, if you stop these things from happening, who's to say something worse wouldn't occur? Like, it's kind of like, I think of Coney 2012, and how people were like, oh, this Coney guy, he's bad and he needs to be stopped, but they talk about, like, how that area is so dangerous, it's just kind of like a vacuum or whatever, and there's just, if apparently Coney had already been, like, dealt with at the time, if I understand correctly. I don't know, it's been a minute since the whole Coney thing happened, but it's like they were talking about there's just some other dictator waiting in the wings to take his spot when he gets, like, it's just such an infestation, I guess, that it's like you can stop one guy, but there's like 20 guys waiting to take power once he's gone, so it doesn't really do any good, and maybe the next guy's more proactive. Maybe he might take over other countries or something. I don't know. I just worry, even though bad things happen, like I said, if you stop that bad thing from happening, who's to say something worse wouldn't happen instead? That would be my concern. So I just don't think everything happened the way that it was supposed to, I guess, in some ways. I mean, maybe the world would be a better place if somebody stopped Hitler or 9/11 or whatever. But I don't. It's kind of one of those, like, you don't know if, like, what all would you change if you took away a bad thing, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the sort of thing you should fuck with. Even though it's unfortunate, bad things happened, they did. But I mean, maybe they had to happen for one reason or another, you know. Um, so I don't think, I don't think I would be too scared to change anything, you know, like the butterfly effect, whatever. Like you step on a butterfly, and so like I haven't seen that movie, but apparently, you know, it fucks shit up pretty bad, you know, like, and I'd be worried that stop and for like, you know, I would like to stop bad things from happening, but they happened, and you know, reality, at least this universe, maybe there's, you know, the multiverse, for getting into that, like at least in this reality it happened, and a lot of things, a lot of moving parts, you know, surround that. So it's like if you take that bad thing away, you know, it just, you know, I'd be worried that too many things would or something, you know. I don't know, just it just doesn't, like, there again, it just doesn't seem like every episode of Star Trek where they time travel, it's like don't fuck with shit, don't fuck with shit, you know. So it's like maybe we just, as unfortunate as it is that bad things have happened, we just shouldn't fuck with shit. I just feel like we just shouldn't fuck with shit, because it's like we just don't know. Like I said, like cut off the head of the beast and two more grow in its place, you know, like the Hydra. Like it just, I just don't think we should fuck with shit. Bottom line, that's my final answer. I might not win the $1 million, but who wants to be a millionaire? I mean, I'd be a half a millionaire, a quarter of a millionaire, a thousandaire, just something. But I did think about taking on, I have thought about taking on a third part-time job, and I did actually apply to Hy-Vee because they're looking for a stalker, which is basically the same thing that I do now. But I get the feeling, but they already, like, within 24 hours, I got an email saying, you know, thanks but no thanks. You know, we'll keep your your resume on file for 90 days. You know, but I get the feeling because my availability was so limited, because it's like I just put Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, were the only days that I could work. So I get the feeling they probably wanted me to have more open availability, but it's like I don't. So never mind. But I did attempt to get a third job, a second part-time job, just on the weekends, on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but did not work out in my favor. So, it's like I still got, you know, bills to pay, and it's like I got, you know, Vacay 2025 to save up for. So, it is what it is. But other than that, yeah, I guess that's my thing for this week. So, I've done, you know, I did a taste test, but I don't remember what it was. I still haven't opened my $5 fun box that I got over there, and I don't know if I'm going to do that today, or this weekend, or at all, ever, who knows. But anyway, that's your update / question for the week. I am going to go take a shower now, because I can kind of feel some grit in my eye as I'm sitting here blinking. So that would be nice to get out of there, I suppose. But other than that, yes, have a wonderful weekend, and I shall see you for what I share.